Friends, comrades, my fellow swords, welcome back to one more episode of Suzerain. Last episode, we finally finished the freaking highway. Our economy is ever so slightly ticking in the right direction. Valksland is doing stuff. I'm not happy with what Valksland is doing. Rumsburg is gonna fuck us over. We're friends with Agnolia at least. And the military and the cops aren't getting along. We're gonna have to fix that at some point. But right now, let's focus on the positives, okay? The economy is ticking up, we have a new road, it's fine. I have some news for you. Mr. Hole and I have been working on several possible plans to boost the economy. He is currently compiling a very detailed report with suggested projects. I'll make sure you have a chance to see it soon. Looks like Mr. Vice President is late yet another time. Yeah, we need to get rid of Petter. Like, Petter, you're my friend, but this can't keep happening. Come on. He seems to have his mind occupied. He's been late to almost every meeting we've had recently. Don't know what's wrong, but I also don't appreciate. I need to talk to him in private. Gentlemen, finally, let's begin the meeting. Here's everything, just as you asked, our plans for our next reforms. You can use your presidential decrees to enact reforms now. We have enough political capital. Do we? Do we really? I also bought a list of suggested reforms from our party. What are your thoughts, Anton? I have a few ideas myself. Let's go over the documents. Select up to 3 laws to enact. Desolinization. What does desolinization? Influence of not have stronger decree powers. Yeah, we can't do. Okay, we can't put drainage staff. We can't relocate doctors. We can't do a special zone in Bergia. We can't give gun ownership rights. No First Amendment. Capital punishment. Okay. Desolinization. The influence of present souls in every facet of society. With the sports statues and names, yada yada yada. So, de-Stalinize the country. Not really. Not a priority. We need things that will boost the economy. Whilst desalinization would be important, I think we probably have better things to do. Fair trade and competition. Trade and commerce in Sutherland has few regulatory measures, resulting in fair competition at times. A new Fair Trade Commission can be established via decree to push fair market competition by protecting local industries for new regulations. Gender equality in education. Sutherland education system has different classes and curriculum for genders. Through a new decree, we can provide gender equality in the education system by reverting the heterogeneous studies that were imposed by a traditional education doctrine in the mid-30s. Yeah, we're definitely going to do gender equality in education. Amnesty for all Solar political prisoners. The thousands of prisoners waiting for their life sentences in prison, like Antel Rock, a presidential pardon decree for all political prisoners, would see arbitrary persecuted activists and thought leaders regain their freedom. Okay, let's put a pin on this one. Rural Education Institutes. -1 government budget, not great. Sutherland lacks technical and theoretical institutes for rural regions, causing people to migrate to cities for opportunities. This is important, but can we afford it? Not really. A new directive would see the construction of hundreds of education institutes that would teach the rural populations in technical and theoretical skills. We need the money, but fuck off. I'm not enacting private prisons. I have principles. Swedish Radio and Television Supreme Council. Freedom of speech is protected in Sutherland, but with the rise of new media, private organizations gained a massive influence on society. Within the decree, we create a government agency, protect the independence of the media, or control it. don't really like it. Free prescription medicine, yeah. I'm gonna throw us even more into debt. Well, -2 government budgets. Yeah. Free medicine, rural education, and gender equality. Can we afford it? No. No, we really can't. But I'm going out with a fucking bang. Are you sure about your decisions? Yeah, sure. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Looks like Mr. Waller, First Lady, had a huge influence on your decisions. Addressing the inequality of genders in education will show them that our administration cares. Some of the changes might be disruptive, but it was time we pursued equal rights. The women marches were starting to get annoying. Fuck off, better. This will, however, anger a lot of conservatives. Yes, I'm aware, but I've already angered a lot of conservatives. I don't think this will anger them anymore. Let's not forget the fact that our biggest bulk of voters aren't socially liberal. It's a risky move before the elections. Lucian, I already pissed them off. They weren't going to vote for me anyways. Half of the country is women. Yes, but how many of them are actively involved with these demands for change? It's a mistake to make generalizations because of vocal minority. It's 20th century and we still don't guarantee some basic rights for our women. This is unacceptable. Of course, sir. And your next decision is opening rural education institutes. That last person I've heard mention that was Arthur Vichy. This is a dead topic we are reviving. Solis always protested the idea of educating villagers and farmers the same as urban workers. They claim it would lead to Malianist ideas. Hopefully. They're not entirely wrong. It's difficult to determine how it will affect our votes, though. Rural voters are a very important base for us, and maybe this will help us win them over. It's also great that we'll be giving out free medicine. Our poorer regions definitely suffer from the lack of it. This will put a massive burner on our government budget. Yeah. I mean, in for a penny, in for a fucking pound. It will also be very difficult to build infrastructure in order to provide medicine equally and efficiently. I've already invested in rural clinics and stuff. Or did I go for the maternity? I don't remember. But I already invested in healthcare. That should help. This product could reflect very well on the vote, especially with the rural and the poor, if executed correctly. We'll respect your decisions, but now that everything's settled, I should get to work. We'll catch up soon. We actually have 6 more minutes, but very well, let's call it here. Thank you both. Okay, what's happening here? Commerce, Lenkberg commerce on an all-time high. Great! Great, this is good news. Fuck yeah. I need good news. I need every little bit of good news. Reign shatters Swordish school tradition. Taking advantage of the full scope of his new presidential powers, Anton Reign single-handedly sounded the death knell for Sordland's traditional public school systems by mandating equality among male and female students. We believe this will result in generations of Swordish women who have no clue how to darn socks or bake their husband's pie. Fuck off. Go fuck yourselves, you pricks. But the husbands can bake their own pie. Who do we have their heads filled with useless numbers and yes, useless numbers and figures. Whatever will these women do with numbers and figures, I wonder? The women's livers must fuck off. Like this is supposed to be set in the 1950s, and yet how little the discourse has changed. Medicine is fully free. All medicine is fully free from now on. The highly but not fully subsidized prescription medicine has been made fully free by the state. This state, through a decree signed by President Anton Reign, the joyous news received positively by the very sick, who rely on expensive medication imported from United Continent and Arcadia for illnesses like cancer. This move relieves the slight burden that was felt more on the backs of the working class. The administration has done a great service to the people through this action, and we hope that many of the more acts of state support come for welfare. Free healthcare for every Scottish citizen is within reach now. I thought healthcare was already free. Anyways, Raid makes decree for gender equality. It took Gender equality. Speak English, motherfucker. Okay, it took using his near unlimited presidential powers to be able to do it, but Anton Rain finally made strides towards closing the gender gap. Installing a notoriously antiquated education system as of today, girls in the country's public schools must have access to the same classes and opportunities as boys. We still have a long way to go before women in this country are truly equal, but now that we know Rain can wave his hand and make these kinds of laws happen, we expect it's only a matter of time. We'll deal with the authoritarian implications later. I don't disagree. Yes, it's authoritarian. I wanted to remove this. I wanted it to be less authoritarian, but since but the constitution didn't pass, and since I have this authoritarian power, might as well use it for good, right? Circling over Stalport. Prime Minister Lesbian scheduled visit to the Republic of Agnolia. Failed to get off the plane when landed on Stalport International Airport. It's believed that he has been too drunk to get off the plane. Fuck's sake. Uh, okay, what do we have? Welfare, free prescription drugs, gender equality, and education. This shows up as green, so I guess this means it's good for us. Okay, any more news? No. Private meeting with Peter Vectern. Yeah, Peter. The fuck's going on, man? Without further ado, I bid you welcome to this grand nostalgia trip hosted by yours truly, Peter Vectern. Feeling sentimental yet? Haven't been in this place in ages. Miss it sometimes, even that damn door. Come over here, remember this? It still works. Are you gonna tell me why we're here? No. No. Well, the drinking is something we need to talk about, Bacter. I'd rather not. Have a look around, see it doesn't bring back memories. Let's check my old desk. Photograph of me and Monica sitting under a tree. Nice find, look at baby Anton. You didn't even have your iconic book. Your iconic look. Yeah, I look pretty good. Take the photograph. Look at the storage boxes. Emerald coral statue of a goat. What the fuck? Symbol of Swordland. Symbol of Swordland is a goat? Always sucking up to you, and where'd get her? Seriously, where? I have no idea where she ended up. Let's take the statue. Why the fuck not? Go through the records. Should mail that to Frank so he can learn what real music is. Let's take the record. Like, why the hell not? Let's talk. No, Peter. I don't want to drink. The drinking is one of the main reasons why I want to talk to you. Are you alright? I'm okay, let's go up to the roof. It was always amazing from there. I'll see the night sky beautiful enough to make a better vector, right? I messed up. Yeah, I imagine you have. Evelyn's leaving me. She wants a divorce. Good for her. I'm not surprised. Guess you shouldn't be. I've been sleeping with Livia Suno, my secretary, right? Yep. Shit, what if this causes scan? I had a feeling about you too. You've been what? I have a feeling about you two. Got careless, I know, I'm sorry. It's just Evelyn hasn't been the same since she lost her job, and Livia was giving me sultry looks from the day I hired her. For fuck's sake. You were away, I was drunk. One thing led to another, but she's more than just a pretty girl, Anton. She's smart and kind. That doesn't mean I'd break my vows and risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. Yeah, he needs some harsh truths to be laid on him. No, I know, but we're ending things. I told her it's too unprofessional, and I want Evelyn back. Oh, so you really cared about her then? Fuck's sake. Well then, no harm done. There's still a chance this could get out. I ought to have you both fired. Like, no, I'm not gonna... Shouldn't punish her for his fuck-ups. Who else knows beside the three of you? Nobody, I swear. Maybe Lucian. How many years have you known each other? How many scrapes have you gotten yourselves out? Can handle this, just trust me. No, mate. Yep, no, yeah, I'm giving you one last chance. Fix this, or you're fired. And I wasn't willing to give you a chance, but on account that we're supposed to have been longtime friends, fix this, or you're fired. Anything for my best friend. Don't mention it. I mean it. Don't mention it. Anything for my best friend. Anything for my best friend, but if you fuck up again, you're fired. Call Evelyn. Anton, it's late. Is everything alright? Whatever you have to say, I wouldn't change my mind. Peter still loves you. He's already ended it. Can you forgive him? Do you know Peter at all? Really know him? Livia wasn't the first, and she won't be the last. Yep, I, I know. I know. There's always be another beautiful young woman for him to prey on. He has a wandering eye. It's not fair. Peter says he had a real connection. I don't like that I'm taking his side on him. You knew that when you married him. I don't like any of these fucking... And yet, no, she was a willing participant. She was a secretary. He's the fucking vice president. Peter says they had a real connection. No, this is the least bad option, for fuck's sake. Thought I could help curb his worst impulses, but it obviously wasn't true. Look at whom he goes after. Secretaries, kitchen staff. Hey, remember Brenda? Oh, so that's what happened to Brenda. What they have in common, when the vice president asks them for sex, they might lose their job if they refuse. If I'd go to the media about this, if I wasn't persona non grata at the whole sword post, and if there was a shred of chance I'd be taken seriously. But the very last, I would no longer be accomplice to his abuse of power, and frankly, I don't neither should you. I mean, she be speaking the truth. Lucian, fire this cunt. Yes, Mr. President. Thank you for calling me, Mr. President. This serves to confirm some suspicions of mine own. We have to meet. Yeah, right the fuck now. Tomorrow morning in your office, early before either of the two arrive. Don't bring this up with anyone else. I fear we might have more than one more dalliance in our hands. Yeah. Peter, I'm going to fire you, you fucking cunt. Okay, National Business Council warns of excessive spending. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Start of the day at the palace. Mr. President, thank you for meeting with me at this hour. Couldn't sleep anyway. Very well. I'm pleased that you chose to call me after conversation with Mr. Vector. Although I was already aware of his illicit relationship with Miss Suno, I figured as much. On its own, given Mr. Vector's established reputation as something of a playboy, the affair is unlikely to cause much damage. However, a more troubling possibility has been brought to light. Recent conversation with Middle Hailstone, our whistleblower from Rumburg, revealed the presence of a spy within the Maroon Palace. Fuck. Petter, you fucking imbecile. She was trying to, and she was fucking trying to flirt with me first. If she's a spy, you fucking imbecile, Petter. Tell me more. Like, I don't disbelieve it. Like, Lucian's trustworthy enough that he wouldn't be bullshitting me. This was recorded in the palace at 6:09, following our return from the meeting with David Wishy and Benfi. You sure everyone's gone for the day? Relax, Liv, you don't have President stick up his ass to worry about tonight. Mr. Benfi, did he tell you why he decided to not make a deal with Lesbia or Volksgland? He's not interested in forming any alliances? She asks a lot of questions. Something about staying neutral. That doesn't seem to apply to the superpowers. There's a talk of possible cooperation. Enough work talk. Want to be bent over my desk? For fuck's sake. This is a little bit more than curiosity. It's indeed a cause for concern. That's not all. I found her resume on file, and there's a year-long gap between her finishing secretarial school and beginning her career. Like, this isn't enough for me to know she's a spy. It's definitely enough for me to have her investigated. And definitely enough for me to fire Petter. So it had been looked into, but Miss Suno was hired before a background check could be completed by one Petter Vector. Motherfucker. Good morning, Mr. President. Mescalad. I didn't realize we were in so early. Can I get you some coffee? Coffee would be great. Please have a seat. Fuck, I just have her make coffee before I fired her. Fuck. Something the matter? Secret is out. Not sure what you're talking about. Lucian has evidence. Sorry, Mr. President, I was foolish and Petter was so nice to me. That's not what the President means. We're referring to your being intelligence agents for Rumburg. Come on, man, don't confirm. Like, let's get some actual proof. Are you feeling alright? It sounds ridiculous. Don't play dumb. What do you have to say for yourself? I understand you don't want me to keep my job, but why smear me with outlandish accusations? This isn't about you keeping your job. Because if I was going to fire anyone over an affair, it would be Petter. This is about you possibly being a spy. Indulge me for a moment. What were you doing in the year 1951? You must know I was working as a cigarette girl at Porto's. It's a less-shaven saloon. I was saving up so I could afford my own place in Wholesword. Here's the proprietor's number if you need to double-check. Why were you asking? Why were you asking Petter about alliances? I was hoping to run for office myself someday. I want to make a real difference in the world, like Miss Morgana or Miss Welda. I guess I messed it up by getting involved with Petter. Yeah, kinda. It's not really your fault, but okay. If you're not a spy, it's not your fault. He's the vice president. It's not like you were in a position to say no. If you're a spy, fuck you. Now they're all just gonna say I slept away to the top. Did you know about the conversation? Came as soon as I heard the three of you in here. The hell are you doing? Told you I had this under control. Sit down and shut up. Why involve her? This is a mess. She did nothing wrong. Well, there's a small chance she could be a spy. Reason to believe she's been relaying information to Rumberg, information that you leaked to her in your carelessness. Lucian, you rat bastard, have you been bugging my office? I'm sure there better be a good explanation for this. I'm not taking sides here. You're all fucking. You're all doing some pretty. You're all being up to some pretty shady shit. I'm just here stirring the shit, aren't I? Refusing to take sides. I have noticed the vice president's behavior becoming increasingly erratic and unprofessional over the past months. I wanted to get to the root of the cause. The cause? That was hard to say. So you wiretapped your own goddamn colleague, and for what? Have you been getting off on this, you pervert? Certainly not. I believe that along with the Rumberg whistleblower's admission that there's a spy in the piles and certain gaps in Miss Suno's resume, this tape makes a compelling case to investigate the secretary for espionage. Whether or not the investigation yields positive results, Mr. Vecton ought to be held accountable for his willingness to divulge such sensitive information. He ought to stand trial, or at the very least resign. If I may, Mr. President, I've been paying attention to what goes on in the palace, not because I'm some sort of agent, but of general interest. I am willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, Livia, but I am going to have you investigated. You got to expect that. If you're clear, you can keep your if you're investigated and you're cleared, you can keep your job. Petter's fired. Petter's fired no matter what. But if you're clear, you can keep your job, glowing recommendation, and a personal apology. For what I've seen, this man has been attempting to undermine your vice president at every turn, perhaps with the goal of replacing Petter himself. Yeah, at this point I trust Lucian more than I trust Petter. Lucian's been nothing but loyal. Loyal to you, he never could stand me. My personal misgivings about Mr. Vecton aside, I would never do anything to harm this administration. Mr. Vecton, on the other hand, has the best committed adultery and worst delivers state secrets straight into the enemy's hands. Petter, Livia, please wait outside while I track. Yeah. Lucian, can I speak to you alone in a moment? What are you going to do? We should investigate, investigate. Not jump into any conclusions. I'm not saying she did it, I'm saying we should investigate. And if she's innocent, I will personally apologize. But I'm investigating her. Appreciate your trust in me. And Mr. Vectorn, what will you do about his willingness to compromise Solarland's security? Oh. Motherfucker's fired. I'll decide that. Okay. Petter, you have until I found out whether or not she's a spy. Just keep in mind you may need them to shoulder the blame for this. I'll apologize to Miss Suno and tell her this has all been a misunderstanding. We can have her running away from the investigation. I'll do it myself. She's too suspicious of you. I'll do it myself, and don't fucking spy on your colleagues, man. This has been fun. Everything's going great, isn't it? I was really I wasn't helpful in that conversation, was I? I was just really stirring some shit. Petter is so fucking fired. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe, do everything that makes the algorithm happy. As always, I have been Pope, and I will see you all next time.